technology.
All right.
Everything.
They're sitting here still watching my good old buddies from the Player's Aid. But I'm getting ready to deploy some U.S. units on this game. And yeah, they're strong. Definitely, these are divisions, U.S. divisions. And I got to get ready to deploy these. Got some divisions of some cavalry. One of the idiosyncrasies of this game is the pluses between the combat factors. I guess that's combat and movement. Indicates veteran units. And that's like the way these counters are. They're really nice. Let's see if we can zoom in here a little bit better. We should have some good light, but I don't know if I got any good light in here. There you go. That's a good quality counter. And old Grant and Alexander talking about that mini market. And I don't know if they went to the warehouse. There's a warehouse here in St. Louis and a big store. My girlfriend's just telling me that the warehouse is open to the public too, so I haven't been in there. Maybe that's even closer to my house. It's like a half an hour drive to the store and only about 15 minutes to the warehouse. So I'm going to give that a try. There you go. These are more units. These are some scouts. Now another thing about this game, any unit with a movement factor of 7 or above, well, I guess there is no above, but 7, don't have to check for supply. All right, you get a couple bases here. Some sappers, engineers. We've got Custer. We've got Wallace and Sheridan. Veterans of the Mexican War too, I believe. Which gave them, some familiarity with the area. And they were all ready to go. So that's it. We get to deploy these guys along the border here, and I've already deployed the Imperials and these allies, the French and Mexicans. So we're looking, and then we got to deploy the U.S. in towns or fortresses. There aren't no fortresses, but one thing about this area though is I do a lot of fishing down here. The old Laguna Madre, so I'm kind of familiar with the way the area is. Very windy. And never got down this far, I don't think. I think there's it's not here now, but there's a lake around here called Choke Canyon Reservoir. I like to fish. But we're getting ready to deploy units. And also get to get some bases. So we look at the situation here. It's another thing. There's a 12 hex, or 12 unit stacking limit per hex. That's pretty big. So we'll be back to see how they want to go about taking on the French and the French Imperials. European monarchy established in Mexico. We've seen how that worked out. Although the French were putting their kings in Spain, so whatever. We can keep on talking about that. Way back. All right, we are set up and ready for some Rio Grande, United States versus Maximilian's French Empire. And this is the way I initially got it set up. The Imperial side set up first, not knowing how the U.S. side was going to set up, so I got units up here virtually doing nothing. If you look at the victory point level, victory points are... hold on a second. Yeah, I thought I had a dog problem here, but anyway, victory points are mostly set up in this area. This city, and of course Mexico City. Then you get victory points for ports and other cities and fortresses that are occupied, so we want to keep that in mind. So these guys here will definitely be coming down. You can see where my bases are. Bases are good spots for supply. Here you go. Now on the initial, before we started our turn, Imperials is a good turn to start with. But we're starting here with the Imperials, the French, having naval supremacy. Here we go along the coast. Hold on a second. We got a bunch of stuff going on here. I'll be back. All right. I'm sorry about that. Like I said, we set up our forces. These are U.S. forces here. These are, we can show you what's going on here. Mexican Imperials with some French. And them are untried units. They're in an unknown state. All right. More Imperial, and this is Juarez units with their bases inside of Mexico. They had to be a certain amount of spaces from the border, within a certain amount of spaces. But like I said, we didn't know what was going on when we first set up the game. I probably could have set these guys up more. Down here, these are pro-U.S. partisans in control of a port. Up here, I want to see what these significance of this is. There you go. Then we have Imperials all through here. I guess those are untried militias. Alright. We also have a Juarez U.S. Allied base here. He had to be required to be a certain amount of hexes from the south map edge. U.S. Confederates from the U.S. Civil War. In our Belgians / Austrians. Alright, like I said, rolled for supremacy, and the French got supremacy in the Caribbean, or in the Gulf of Mexico. I'm pretty sure that's what that would be, but maybe not. And first thing we did was roll for an event, and we got a 3. So there you go. U.S. gets control of some partisans, and we get a added 4 to our action point total. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll start out with 4. We'll end up with 8. Alright, then we're going to starting moves. Like I said, here's how I got my forces. Not knowing anything about the game. We will be back. Alright, so we got a couple partisan units here where we need to deploy. And I'm looking here on the map. We got a bunch of pro-U.S. forces, Juarez forces here and here at their base. And I think that's probably Custer down here, looking to take care of Maximilian right off the bat. But I'm sure he's got his modifiers. We're going to be putting the partisans, I believe, right here on the road. He can't be deployed in a zone of control or next to a unit, enemy unit. So there's, I think, where I'm going to put them. There's only 2 of them. And there you go. 2 Mexican partisans organized, blocking any reinforcement route to Maximilian in Monterey. I guess that's what that is. Monterey with a nice big fortress. I'm sure that has some awesome defense modifiers too, so we'll see how the game works. But that is it so far with our first 2 steps in our sequence of play. Hold on a second here. Let me see what we got. Alright. Event phase. Action point determination. The number 8 added to the Allies point track. Huh. Alright. We'll be looking under 10.1. Be back. Alright, the currency of this game is action points. And now, here we are in our sequence of play. We did our events where we gained action points. Now we'll get more action points by rolling a die. We got a 4. And over here, they got a little table for us. Ooh. We'll add these to the die roll, I guess. Allied leaders on the map equal 3. Allied control ports on the Caribbean. That is 1 each. So we got 3 leaders. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you know what? What have we? Well, it's Allied leaders. So 3, 4, 5. So 5 leaders on the map. And then 6, 7. So let me see how we're going to do this. Allied control ports, yep. 7. Let me make sure that's right. We'll be right back. Alright, a little correction then. There won't be no die roll. It's just a matter of determining your action points. So let's start over. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 generals on the map. 6, 7. So we'll add 7. We are at 8 because we rolled a die earlier and got an extra 4 from our 4. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liters, 2 ports. 1, 2. We'll max out at 15. Let me make sure that is correct. All right, yep, I believe that is correct. We initially had 4 for the turn on the map. Then we rolled a 3 on this table, which increased it by 4. So that gave us 8. And now we get 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're maxed out. US player. Maxed out on the action point table. Let's go over here, bring in the directions, and see what they tell us to do next. Alright, the allied player may expend action points to recruit and reinforcements. That's always good. We'll be back for some recruitments. Alright then, with our 15 action points, we are going to go with a leader, which costs 4. These cost a half. 5, 6, 7. This cost 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This cost 2, 14, 15. I'm taking this on down here to 0. So I got me a leader, some partisans just for their zone of control effect, and some good Union infantry. One thing about this game, there are no supply lines. There are supply units. Them keep you out of attrition, or sustain you, as they say in this game. Subsistence or sustaining. All right, we will be back with the deployment. All right, Mexican Republican units deployed in the Allied control fortress, town, or bases in U.S. or Mexico. That will go for my garrison units and my leader. Be right back. Alright, so what we're going to do is our little, these are Republic garrisoning partisans, I guess, or militias. But you only get control of ports, which are worth a victory point if you have a unit in the hex. So to have control, you have to have a unit occupying the hex. So we'll use a couple of these little garrison units here at Corpus Christi. Great fishing for redfish and speckled trout. And one down here that'll free up this unit here at Fort Brown. Or Brownsville, I guess, is what that probably is. Didn't go that far south. But he'll go into here. And that'll give me victory points as long as, they're not in zones of control of the enemy. When it comes time for victory conditions on the other units I used up here, we'll move them on in there. I've just got them out of there for you guys to see. And we'll go down to our other port down here, where we'll put a couple garrisoning units. Still to find a spot for my leader. Where are we at here? Leader? Old Polanco? Or who is that? Palacio, and U.S. Division and a brigade of infantry. Be back. Alright, as for my 2 U.S. units, I'm going to put this brigade in here with old Wallace down here at Brownsville, Fort Brown, and the other unit I will add with a Sheridan, and he's a division. U.S. divisions cost 2 stacking points, and you can only have 12 in a hex, so he's getting close to getting maxed out. He already has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One here, a regiment, and this one here will be 10. So he's getting really close to being maxed out. Right there. So they're going to have some big stacks in this game with a 12 unit stacking limit, or 6 units if they're U.S. divisions. There you go. We are ready. We're done with the action point phase. Oh, let's see here. Action point. Now the player may expend action points to build reinforcements. Huh. Well, we already did that recruit phase. Expend extra build reinforcements. We just did that. So now we are going to the march phase. To conduct. Oh. Must expend action points to conduct a march action. Each march action consists of one force conducting the following segments. Whoa. What happens when you're greedy and you spend all your action points? Note to be learned. Through. We'll be right back. Very important game note to be made is we cannot deploy any U.S. units down here at these ports because we do not have naval supremacy. So that's one thing that I caught that. Just caught that just now. Like I said, this will all become second nature once you know what's going on with the game. But yeah, here's the restrictions. The player without naval supremacy cannot conduct any of the above actions. No naval support, no amphibious support, and no reinforcements on the Caribbean. A result of naval supremacy, naval parity. Oh, if the result is parity, well, we don't have parity because the Imperials have naval supremacy. So we will have to redeploy 2 units. We're back. And I guess according to the rules, I'll use this garrison unit to help this little spot right here. This is a nice little. There's no supply lines in this game, but this will just delay any movement. They all project zones of control. Oop, he's got 2 of them there. Hard to see. I'm looking through a camera lens. Alright, we'll put him there, and then we will reinforce Custer. He's got some room in his stacking limitability for another division, so General George Armstrong Custer will, let me see, Liberty Brigade there. Cavalry, another division of cavalry. Well, let's get them in there. We'll straighten them out later. Alright, that'll be it for the deployment. Like I said, we have to expend action points for movement, and I don't have none. So we will just be a little bit of a build-up, and we'll keep that in mind for the next turn, although there were some good units I needed to definitely get on the board, so this might not be a much of an action turn for the U.S. But yeah, like I said, no naval supremacy, cannot reinforce any of these ports. We will be back. Alright, we're just going to say the U.S. player used up his logistics to prepare for the oncoming war, but we do have units that are adjacent to each other, and I believe we can have combats. But if you are required to spend action points, we're just going to be what my old man used to call SOL, shit out of luck. We'll be right back. We'll call this a bid, and when we come back, possible combats. Don't touch that dial.